菜根谭。
Tending the roots of wisdom.
1. 用权一时，凄凉万古。
1. Abusing power for a moment leads to eternal desolation.
菜根谭原文：欺守道德者，寂寞一时；依阿权势者，凄凉万古。达人观物外之物，思身后之身，宁受一时之寂寞，无取万古之凄凉。
白话文注解：坚守道德规范的人，难免一时的冷落寂寞；趋炎附势的人，却会遭受万世的唾弃。有智慧的人会重视物质之外的精神价值，还会顾及死后的声誉，宁愿忍受一时的寂寞，而不愿遭受被后世唾弃的凄凉。
1-1. Those who uphold moral standards may experience temporary loneliness. But those who seek favor with those in power and follow the crowd will face lasting condemnation. The wise and sensible person, seeing through the material and thinking of his reputation after death, will prefer temporary loneliness and obscurity to eternal misery and dreariness. Translated by Bayandefu.
1-2. Those dwelling in the house of virtue may be lonely at times, but those who prosper by fawning upon the powerful are forlornly alone for 10,000 ages. The master looks to matters that are beyond matters, and muses on the body that is beyond the body. It is better to be lonely at times than to face 10,000 ages of forlornness. Translated by Robert Aitken Daniel W. Wyckoff. 1-3. Those who preserve their moral integrity suffer only fleeting loneliness. But eternal wretchedness awaits those who today to the power. Wise men fix their gaze on spiritual cultivation, which transcends material things. They wish to leave a good name after them, and choose fleeting loneliness over eternal wretchedness. Translated by Paul White.
1-4. A person who adheres to ethical norms may experience temporary loneliness. But someone who seeks personal gain and follows the crowd may face lasting condemnation. Wise individuals value spiritual values beyond material possessions and consider their reputation after death. They would rather endure temporary loneliness than suffer the desolation of being condemned by future generations. Translated by Wen Lin.
2. 抱朴守拙，涉世之道。
2. Hold on to simplicity, embrace clumsiness. This is the way to navigate the world.
菜根谭原文：涉世浅，点染一浅；立世深，机械一深。故君子与其练达，不若朴鲁；与其取谨，不若疏狂。
白话文注解：刚踏入社会的青年虽然阅历短浅，但是沾染社会各种不良习气也少；饱经世故而阅历很广的人，各种城府恶习也深。所以有修养的君子，与其讲究做事的圆滑，倒不如保持朴实直率的个性；与其事事委曲求全，倒不如豁达坦诚，才不会丧失纯真的本性。
2-1. Young people who have just entered society might have limited life experiences, but they are less tainted by negative habits prevalent in society. Those who have been through numerous incidents and gained extensive experiences tend to develop various hidden intentions and negative traits. Therefore, individuals with refined character should prioritize maintaining a straightforward and sincere demeanor over trying to be overly diplomatic in their actions. Rather than constantly compromising, they should embrace a broad-minded and open-hearted attitude in order to preserve their innate purity. Translated by Bayandefu.
2-2. Those who mind the world lightly are also lightly stained by it. Those who enter deeply into worldly affairs are mired in its calculating ways. Thus noble persons would rather be naive than clever, relaxed rather than bent upon trifles. Translated by Robert Aitken Daniel W. Wyckoff. 2-3. A man with only slightly experience of the world will likewise be only slightly stained with its impurities. A man well versed in the ways of the world will likewise be replete with its tricks and treacheries. Therefore, it is better for the plainness of his inborn nature than to acquire worldly wisdom. It is also better for him to remain uninhibited and straightforward than to be equivocal and compromising. Translated by Paul White.
2-4. Although young people who have just entered society may have limited experience, they are less likely to be influenced by various negative habits. On the other hand, those who have experienced a lot may have a wide range of experiences, but may also have deeply ingrained negative habits. Therefore, a person of cultivation and integrity, rather than emphasizing smooth and tactful actions, should maintain a simple and straightforward personality. Instead of constantly compromising, it is better to be open, frank, and maintain an unyielding nature to avoid losing one's innate innocence. Translated by Wenlin.
3. 息事宜明，才华须蕴。
3. Clarity in one's thoughts is advisable, and talent should be restrained.
菜根谭原文：君子之心事，天清日白，不可使人不知；君子之才华，玉温珠藏，不可使人易知。
白话文注解：君子的心地应如青天白日一般光明透亮，可以坦诚示人；君子的才学应如含着珍珠美玉的宝藏，不会轻易暴露。
3:1. A noble person's heart should be as bright and clear as the blue sky and bright daylight, allowing them to be open and honest with the world. Their knowledge and abilities should be like a treasure chest filled with pearls and precious gems, not easily revealed. Translated by Bayandefu.
3:2. The mind of the noble person is like the sun on a fine day, evident to everyone. The talents of a noble person should be like hidden treasures, not easily noticed. Translated by Robert Aitken Daniel W. Wyckoff. 3:3. The heart of a real gentleman is as clear as the blue sky and the broad daylight, so others may never misunderstand it. But he seldom reveals his talents, which are a jade hidden in a jadestone. Translated by Paul White.
3-4. The heart of a gentleman should be as bright and transparent as the blue sky in broad daylight, allowing them to be open and honest with the world. The talents and knowledge of a gentleman should be like a treasure chest holding precious pearls and jade, not easily revealed or flaunted. Translated by Wenlin.
4. 污泥不染，机巧不用。
4. Remain unstained by mud. Cleverness doesn't need manipulation.
菜根谭原文：事理分华，不尽者为节，尽之而不染者尤节；致谢机巧，不知者为高，知之而不用者为尤高。
白话文注解：权力和才识，以不接近这些的人为高雅；接近而不受污染，则更加高雅。心机权术，以不知道为高贵；知晓却不去用它，则尤为高贵。
4-1. A person who avoids power, wealth, and extravagance is pure. However, someone who engages with power, wealth, and extravagance and remains untainted is even purer. One who is unfamiliar with cunning and schemes is honorable. Yet, an individual who is familiar with cunning and schemes but refuses to employ them is even more honorable. Translated by Bayandefu.
4:2. One who does not draw near to power, wealth, and luxury is pure, but one who draws near to them and is not stained is even purer. One who does not engage in clever deception is honorable, but one who knows about clever deception and does not practice it is even more honorable. Translated by Robert Aitken Daniel W. Wyckoff. 4:3. A person who shuns power, wealth, and luxury is clean. But a man who comes into contact with power, wealth, and luxury and still remains unsullied is even cleaner. He who is unacquainted with wiles and intrigues is noble. But a person who is acquainted with wiles and intrigues but scorns to use them is even nobler. Translated by Paul White.
4-4. Power and wealth, those who remain distant from them are considered elegant. Approaching them without being tainted is even more elegant. Cunning and political tactics. Being unaware of them is considered noble. Knowing about them but choosing not to use them is particularly noble. Translated by Wenlin.
5. 良药苦口，忠言逆耳。
5. Good medicine tastes bitter. Loyal advice sounds harsh.
菜根谭原文：耳中常闻逆耳之言，心中常有烦心之事，才是进修德行的底石。若言言悦耳，事事快心，便把此生埋在鸩毒中矣。
白话文注解： 耳朵常听些不中听的话，心里常想些不如意的事，这才是敦品立德的好教训。反之，若只听顺耳的话，只做快意的事，那就等于把自己的一生葬送在剧毒之中了。
5-1. Listening to unpleasant words and often pondering over unfavorable matters is a valuable lesson for nurturing virtue and encouraging ethical conduct. Conversely, if one only listens to agreeable words and engages in pleasing actions, it is akin to burying one's life in a venomous pit. Translated by Bayandefu.
5-2. If treacherous talk constantly assails your ears and hostility constantly troubles your heart, use this power as whetstones of moral cultivation. If every word fell pleasantly on your ears and every event gladdened your heart, then your entire life would be mired in venomous poison. Translated by Robert Aitken Daniel W. Wyckoff. 5-3. The frequent hearing of what we do not want to hear, and the frequent pondering of what troubles the mind act like a whetstone upon which we refine our nature and conduct. If everything we hear is pleasant to the ear, and everything we contemplate is pleasant to the mind, that is no different from steeping our lives in poisoned wine. Translated by Paul White.
5-4. Frequently hearing unpleasant words and often contemplating unfortunate matters is indeed a good lesson in cultivating virtue and encouraging moral conduct. Conversely, if one only listens to agreeable words and only engages in pleasurable activities, it is akin to burying one's own life in a pit of toxicity. Translated by Wen Lin.
6. 和气致祥，喜神多瑞。
6. Harmony brings good fortune, and the presence of joyous energy attracts abundant blessings.
菜根谭原文：疾风怒雨，禽鸟凄凄，既日光风，草木欣欣。可见天地不可一日无和气，人心不可一日无喜神。
白话文注解：狂风暴雨之时，飞禽鸟兽亦会哀伤忧虑；晴空朗日之下，花草树木也欢欣鼓舞。由此可见，天地之间不可以一天没有祥瑞之气，而人的心境也不可以一天没有欢喜之情。
6-1. During fierce storms, even the flying creatures and beasts feel sorrow and anxiety. Under clear skies and bright sun, flowers, plants, and trees are joyful and uplifted. From this, it's evident that there should never be a day without auspiciousness in the world, and likewise, a person's state of mind should never be devoid of happiness. Translated by Bayandefu.
6-2. Birds are ill at ease in high winds and pelting rain, grasses and trees rejoice in sunshine and gentle breezes. Just as heaven and earth needs harmony every day, so every day the human heart needs happiness. Translated by Robert Aitken Daniel W. Wyckoff. 6-3. When the wind rages and the rain beats down, even the birds seem woebegone. But when the rain ceases to pelt and the wind subsides, the very grass and trees bloom luxuriantly in the fresh sunshine. So, if the world cannot do without a period of sanctified peace during a day's time, then men can definitely not tolerate a single day with their hearts totally bereft of joy. Translated by Paul White.
6-4. During a storm, even birds and beasts share a sense of sorrow and anxiety. Under clear skies and bright sun, flowers, grass, and trees rejoice and celebrate. From this, it can be observed that there should not be a day without auspicious signs between heaven and earth, just as a person's state of mind should not go without moments of joy. Translated by Wen Lin.
7. 但中之真味，常理实应其。
7. In simplicity, one discovers true flavor. Within the ordinary, recognize extraordinary talents.
菜根谭原文：浓肥心肝非真味，真味只是淡；神奇卓异非至人，至人只是常。
白话文注解：浓郁的美酒佳肴并非真正的美味，真正的美味只出于清淡，显示天赋异禀的超人并非真正的伟人，真正的伟人混迹在平常人中间。
7-1. Rich wines and exquisite dishes are not truly delicious. True deliciousness lies in simplicity. Extraordinary individuals who display remarkable talents are not necessarily true heroes. True heroes blend in among ordinary people. Translated by Biandefu.
7-2, rich wine, fatty meats, spicy and sweet foods don't have true flavor. True flavor is actually quite bland. The sage is not an exotic superhuman. The true sage is actually quite ordinary. Translated by Robert Aitken Daniel W. Wyckoff. 7-3, real flavor does not lie in refined liquors or sumptuous dishes, only plain food gives forth a pure taste. The man who has attained the realm of perfect virtue is not the wonder-maker who stands out from all his fellows. He is found among the run-of-the-mill. Translated by Paul White.
7-4. Rich wines and sumptuous dishes do not necessarily represent true delicacies. Genuine delight arises from simplicity. Exceptional individuals displaying extraordinary talents are not necessarily true giants. True greatness often lies among ordinary people. Translated by Wen Lin.
8. 闲时吃紧，忙里悠闲。
8. Relax during leisure. Stay composed amidst busyness.
菜根谭原文：天地既然不动，而气机无息稍停；日月尽夜奔驰，而真名万古不易。故君子闲时要有吃紧的心思，忙处要有悠闲的趣味。
白话文注解：天地看似静默不动，其实他们的活动从未停止过，日月昼夜交替，天体的光明却是永恒不变的。所以，君子闲暇时要有一番紧张的打算，忙碌时则要懂得如何忙里偷闲，劳逸结合，享受生活中的乐趣。
8-1. The cosmos may appear tranquil and motionless, but its natural processes persist without pause. The sun and moon diligently traverse day and night, yet their luminosity remains undiminished. Similarly, a person of virtue remains attentive during moments of leisure, and skillfully carves out opportunities for refined enjoyment amidst their busy responsibilities. Translated by Biandefu.
8-2, the universe seems silent and unmoving, yet its natural functions never cease. The sun and moon hurry along day and night, yet their brightness never diminishes. By the same token, the noble person is alert while at leisure, and makes time for tasteful pursuits when busy with duties. Translated by Robert Aitken Daniel W. Wyckoff. 8-3, although the universe seems to be at rest, its components are constantly in motion. The sun and moon whirl night and day, and cast ceaseless and eternal beams. Likewise, a man of noble character must keep himself alert while unoccupied, and enjoy repose while exerting himself. Translated by Paul White.
8-4. Though the heavens and earth may seem still, their activities never cease. Day and night alternate, yet the radiance of celestial bodies remains eternal. Therefore, a virtuous person should have productive plans during leisure moments, and understand how to find leisure amidst busyness. By balancing work and rest, they can savor the pleasures of life. Translated by Wen Lin.